really want us to discuss about this growing concern of insulting and disrespecting priests and the men of God. You got to go. Kelebo Bidolu. How did we handle it, and how did we allow it to get to this point? I want to discuss about this because few of my fans raise go concerns based on this. But I have one or two to say before we can actually move forward. Because in as much as nonsense is distraction, but that distraction will make a distraction sustained. You gotta go. Now, over the years, Doris, I greet you. I respect I know her no a man of God. In fact, I know her no a man of God. I know her no an evangelist. I know her no an ordained priest. A kind of respect as well I nime I jueto weluna age by notata. Nevertheless, along the line, the group of Ndotu Matthias Abinite we introduce the habit of calling men of God names, insulting them, abusing them, disrespecting them, belittling them to be almost equal to nothing. Onaga, along the line again, our fellow Christian brothers, they gotta go assist here. They gotta even Jews na ha assist river. Okay, let us continue. Yes, you want to go? So, along the line, our Christian brothers, you want to go? Maybe see complete through a bringing in denomination, favoritism, my favorite this, my favorite that. We may be complete. Don't forget that Nandu tu Matthias but are the confusion. But all people like us, we sustain even some clergymen and some men of God, we check the remaining table follow. All Hanwa encourages Lindo to Matthias. Encourages here the rest of us. Why? Now these people who no regard, they are ordinary men after all. There is nothing special about them, and I will run you down of how it started. Mbendo tu Matthias habidore kowalaye according to message Mbaka Nyelu Mplelu yesterday. I was pointing at somewhere with that message Mbaka, but some people message Father Mbaka. He got to go apologies to one of my fans correct him about this message for Mbaka. He got to go Mplel, where he was talking about Ndemmadeda shows reduce Christianity to a mere social club, taking away that spiritual aspect of it, that supernatural nature of God, that power that has to do with Christianity. People are taking it away, reducing it to a mere gathering of people. You want to go? If I emu Matthias Ifa. Now, preachers like Ebel Damina, Father Oluoma, Father Angelo, and the rest of them, they came out. There was a day, go back to my page, because name for the video, our people are there follow. Look, let me tell you, I believe in practicing I believe in being a non-denominational Christian. I am a Christian. I respect the Anglicans. I'm an Anglican by birth. I represent the Catholics. I represent the Pentecostal. I represent you, provided that name or under that umbrella of Christianity. When I started this, I believe that all men of God under that umbrella of Christianity should be treated with equality. I believe all this discrimination, this person is my favorite, this person is my favorite, I can talk about this person, but we cannot talk about this person, all contribute to what brought us to where we are today. Also need to bring it right to where we are today, where people now throw insult. You insult my favorite man of God, I insult your favorite man of God. But the way we started this, I never want us to bring in denomination into this. No, it's a Catholic priest, therefore I cannot tolerate any kind of this. He's an Anglican. No, I never wanted us to get to this point. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now let us continue. They started by reducing God to a male being that doesn't possess any power. He is so powerless. There is nothing he can do. He doesn't have the power to heal. He doesn't have the power to bless. He doesn't have the power to do impossible things. If that God is so powerless that he doesn't possess the power to do all these things in a list lie, then where do you think that the respect the madu now transfer to you? Where do you think now that respect in Abia from? Yeah? A second. Broadcaster is very important. I want you to share this video so that we will know how we started and how we got to where we are today. So that if we are going to go back to number one and start afresh, then Osita Adoamma or because of what? Our enemies are laughing at us. They are enjoying the groove, in case if you don't know. When I see them at my comment section, I laugh. I say, how did we allow these people to penetrate inside us like this? How did we even think that we are on the same ship with these people? These people can only deceive some of us into believing that we can actually share ideas with these guys whose mission are completely different. They are just using us indirectly to pass the message we disagreed to understand in the years back or in the months back. But because of this denomination, my favorite pastor, my favorite bishop, we have welcomed them into our midst, and they are doing exactly a second. Okay, all right. So we continue. Let's continue. Now, remember what I was saying before. I don't really want to be distracted much. Now, when likes of Ebel Damina, Father Oluoma, Father Angelo started entertaining Matthias and his groups by reducing this God to a male being who has no power. I mean, it is only a powerful man that people can fear. It is only a powerful being that people can fear. If you can do exactly what I can do, you are not superior to me in any way. I can only respect you, but there will be no atom of fear. Respect is different from fear. I can withdraw my respect at any time. Name something, but no, not too able. Not too able. There is nothing like I am no more afraid. Provided that thing when we fear to eternity. That is the kind of God we see. That is how they presented this God to us. That this God is capable of seeing you, even when somebody who is capable of seeing you, even when you do something near the underground where there is nobody. If this God is capable of seeing you there, the God that is capable of blessing me and doing for me what I cannot manage to do for myself. This is the God they presented to us. Now, how did we start respecting this man of God? We started respecting this man of God because we believe that this man may interaction with this superior being, this God that is so powerful, this God that can decide to take away your life at the slightest distance, this God that is capable of doing things that you cannot do for yourself, that this man has the capacity to interact with this God, they hear from this God, that this God has given them power to act on certain things that he is able to do. In other words, we see some of them as our middlemen, those who help us to communicate, who intercede for us. That is why we respect and have that kind of fear the moment people offer a man of God, because through them we see this God and Nkumake. Now, the first set of these clergymen, I don't want to call them end time prophets. I don't want to call them end time pastors. I don't want to call them end time priests, because whatever thing Hane Bible talked about it. In the last day. You got that go? They reduced this God to almost nothing, making the man who intercede for us, maybe this God, look so ordinary. You see, if the God you are, if you are a man of God and that God is so powerless, why should I respect you? I fear nobody. If this God is not capable of me waking up one day and this God will seize my breath, why should I be scared of you? Why should I fear you? What is that respect for? Especially when we don't have one-on-one. That it is because of the powerful nature of this God. Lagos. Potana Bini, fu a pastor. You don't know this pastor. You don't know this reverend. You don't know this bishop. You have never seen them before. But because of the Akwoyi, or because no Borusu to Blue Bible, you respect him or her immediately because of this one God. So you don't need to have a personal encounter with them. You don't need to have a formal relationship with them. You don't even need to be anywhere closer to them for you to respect them. Anywhere you see them, all around the world. When you reduce this God to almost nothing, when you made it look like this God is not capable of doing anything because you want to entertain the likes of Matthias and Dindo to you, you took away that respect. People I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. You took away that respect. What we fear, who we respect, is God that we are seeing through you. Now, if that God is not capable of doing anything for me, if you are telling me that that same thing I am praying to that God to do for me, that I can actually do it for myself, what do I really need that God for? I am asking you, what do I really need a man who can provide to me for me, who cannot even provide for me what I can provide for myself? So, in other words, you are trying to tell me that God is not in existence. Therefore, you being a man of God is more like saying you are an ordinary man, just like me. You have the capacity just like I have the capacity. There is no difference between you and me. You have broken that barrier. Those are the first set of priests that made this insult to be obvious. Remember, I said the first people who now they're from different kingdom altogether. The second people were the end time prophets. They rose in numbers, in their numbers. Now they started attacking their fellow men of God. That is even what made it worse. They started attacking their fellow men of God, using all manner of ways against their fellow men of God, bringing division in the kingdom. And the moment that division battle, onye ọwụna yeke state, onye ọwụna nọrụzie ebe loyalty edo. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. The moment ha bring that division into the kingdom, ayeke state, onye ọwụna marụzie ebe okwukwe edo, ọnọrụzie ebe a na-defend from that angle. It led us into the last phase, which is what? Where we are today. Why did I say that no leader are into the last phase where we are today? Share this video. Metromaka na like and love, because this broadcast name will actually help us to go back to the drawing board if we want. But if we don't want, like I said, alana Jezowute mgbe ịzọtala ute amana na ya bịa tọọ ya n'isi m. Wee sịrị aghalụ ndụ kpara akụ onye ilo erie. Wee sịkwarụ na ka e ga-esi wepụ nke agbala aka na-azụ ana onye jiji a na-akọ iji na ana. All these three Evangelist to me had a lead appointed somewhere, which is what I saw. Kainolune siri niaja kamataya se hana march forward. All these things in the Facebook, it is to their own advantage, and they have with the fuel on our win there because na farm and here with the highest tool how you use it against the church, which is gonna let us divide them. That is why some of them, let me tell you what they are doing. That is why some of them say, nah, no can do use this. Name any genuine man of God in Nigeria. Now, ndepuru this same thing. Say na Jesus Christ is powerless. Say na Christian God does not exist. Or what among them? Mbaka is the only true man of God. Onye awonye mma mfugoro comment here. Onye mma of one of my page. If Oji agbaghị ife ahụ, who will instigate here the adorers against the Zionites. Now, knowing that Zion is the controversial, knowing that Zion is the most controversial and maybe the most scandal now, they need to align with the other people against Zion, so that nda na side there, how na na middle na pilot ife niile. He divide you into two. For the name have multiple accounts. Unu na anu ye ha na enwela anole. Ha na enwela anole. That is why they don't even talk much these days. They simply divide themselves into supporting this person or supporting this person, even within the same Christendom. Now, let me tell you again how we divide these religious leaders. Let me give you for instance. Evangelist Ebuka Obi is a man of God. Father Webe is a man of God. We all respect all of them. In fact, there are reasons those who don't respect Father Webe. You will see more of people who are supporting Father Webe from the Catholic Church, and you will see more of people who are supporting Evangelist Ebuka Obi from people who more like they might be Catholics, but they are now more like non-denominational now. How they Catholic, but they go to Zion as in a non-denominational way. How just jeba because they like what is happening in Zion. Now, let me tell you what is happening. These are both men of God. They have the way how goes Evangelist Ebuka Obi. It doesn't matter whether he is ordained in the Catholic Church or not. The most important thing is that he is a man of God. He represents that same God. The man I worship. So, if you can support Father Nwebe Joy to talk down on Evangelist Ebuka Obi, knowing fully well that those people who are respecting Evangelist Ebuka Obi are respecting him because of this same God. Why some people will respect Father Nwebe and not support you? Then only if I go against Father Nwebe Paul Joy, then I support and I support where have you seen how? Look, even Kunde is because Evangelist Ebuka Obi has never responded to Father Nwebe Joy personally. We have to be fair on that part. He has never addressed Father Nwebe Joy personally. It has always been him versus followers and sympathizers of Zion. So, you will agree with me that illustration is very right. Now, in this case, Father Nwebe Joy is now the person who is telling people that, you see, this man is just an ordinary man. You don't really need to respect him. Why are you respecting him? Now, the same thing Evangelist Ebuka Obi ji aka also not near the sacred in his call, which is his virginity. Ngwa Reverend Father, pụtakwazie na-asị ndị mmadụ hapụ na ife ahụ ọ na-ekwu na ife ahụ ọ na-ekwu wase na ife ahụ na ome na ọnwụ he ịghọtago. Now, asịrị hụ na onye pụtalụ wee sị na nna mmadụ bụ onye ala. You must respect for your own father. You may have respect for your own father, but you have made your own father vulnerable to insult. The moment this remains will go, you insult my father. Don't you know that there is 95 or 99% chances that I will insult your father back? Don't you know? If I don't do that, it means name will excess spirit of God that is living in me. Or on my patience, not on another level. You want to go? So now, when these men of God start encouraging this division, they are reducing themselves to more humans like us. More humans like us. I found it very insulting and very demeaning. Father Nwebe Joy being in a program with Nwikuku to discuss about Evangelist Ebuka Obi, the same way so many other clergymen which were made the same thing. We are giving these people impression that all these things are it is true. Let me tell you something. Let me shock you. If we was a man to 1 million, say her Father Mbaka or the fake. Iya for one number of people you put out there. Say yes, more to fake. If they are so not the real. If we Evangelist Ebuka Obi, iya if they are so na hard to fake. If they are so na hard to real. Now, since you know that there are people outside who are even ready to judge you in a way, go on pastor Juesho, can judge you your fellow clergyman or your fellow pastor. Why can't we put our house in order? Why are we giving people immunity into calling you men of God out? Because what you are doing is giving people immunity. The more Father Nwebe Joy, now fire down on Evangelist Ebuka Obi, the more the people who love him are ready to also fire down on you. You are the one who has given people instruction to say, I am free for anybody to insult me. Yes, I am, like I said, your own father, the vulnerable to somebody, you cannot help it. I keep saying it. You are entitled to what you say or do. The reaction that comes after it, you have no decision. It is not your decision entirely. So, in other words, you are free to act in a certain way, but you cannot control the reactions that will come after that. Ever can see when problem. Hear me. That is the only place in which we problem with Ifahumelu, with adorers then and the Zionites. These are very two congregation, massive congregation of people, and we can't afford for these two people to always be crashing. It will be a credit to Matthias and his groups. And if you are not seeing it like that, then I'm almost saying now what Ndotu Father Mbaka stroke Ndotu Evangelist Ebuka Obi. You can no longer be saying that Evangelist Ebuka Obi is not an order. If you keep saying that, you are deceiving yourself. Because this is a man who controls the loyalty of millions of people. Majority of them are youth. How can you possibly reduce that man to just a mere man because of even a local government chairman? Can you just call it because the mayor of Nnewi North, when you are in charge of Nnewi North, Nnewi North too, you cannot come there and just say, he is just ordinary this. Yes, just yesterday na Lagos, na Canary Ward, na Lagos State, Chetoko na territory here na Nnewi. The moment to make an entrance into Canary Ward, he was immediately your battle. And recognize here, Nyeyoche na high table, na Lagos State. You want to go? Before that, you can no longer say, okay, Nyana governor, Nyana House of Rep member, Nyana House of Assembly member, Wofu, Nyana senator, Wofu, Nyana president, Wofu, Nyana governor, Wofu. In the Kulongo, because Nyana were territory, a ball capture go like this. Not to talk of somebody. He cannot refer Evangelist Ebuka Obi as he is not ordained. I will keep telling you, some of your ordained priests, I am an Anglican. Some of our ordained Reverend Ndokoshwai, you cannot control portal of loyalty. Evangelist Ebuka Obi, not control. How can you honestly be referring such a man as just a man simply because no you have watcher? Bishop Bisayaka or Bishop Catholic Church Bisalo Adeboyaka or Nya Bisalo Oyedepaka. Onya Bisalo, only syndicate Sabbath yaka. And yet those people don't have respect the same way. But as Christians, what we owe each other is to respect our Christian, our religious leaders, not minding who that person is. Mfa deboye, achome na odenuri under Anglican Church, which is where my faith is. No, what I know is that this is a man of God. This man represents this God we are worshiping. This man represents this God we are worshiping. And the moment he make a prono as a Catholic, we insult to Adeboye. Mala malo na the congregation, yeah, insult my clergymen. That is why in Jewish say, now he so we encourage the growing insult and in the clergymen and in the men of God among us. Because he is your favorite. This one belongs to the same faith with you, and this one belongs to the same faith with you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a lot of Catholic priests. I respect them. Look, you see the name whip one and nobi. Figwe nobi. He respects where the same way. If you respect it doesn't matter. No, your Igwe. They are all they are all our cultural, our traditional rulers. They are all representing the various culture and tradition of our people. They are custodian of the same culture because we are the same Igbo people. God, just like somebody there, God amoro, he was a Catholic. God amoro, he was an Anglican. Iye ji ticket na a Catholic je nigwe. Iye ji ticket na an Anglican je nigwe. Iye ji ticket ni le je be na adoration nigwe. Iye je nigwe. All face of God ka ndị mmadụ na akpagharị n'ebe ni na je na seek. My mind may be comfortable with this pastor and may not be comfortable with this pastor, but I respect him as a man of God. But my spirit flowed with Nkonya, and there is nothing absolutely you can do about it. So all na in a about discrimination now. We are giving imagine ebe mother yama and akpo father nwebe joy afa and akpo father mbaka afa. Even those people na atu before at the mention of Father Mbaka's name. All those people has become so familiar with that name because of this nonsense. Yeah? You think you can win this? You cannot win this. At the end of the day, you can never win. You can never move Zion out from Lagos here, except to decide to move to the east. You cannot move adoration from Elugbebono. You cannot even move congregation of Father Webe from Ebahano. So at the end of the day, if you think you are going to win, I will ask you, all those people who has been fighting these guys from Gono, the only difference is that those days, and this fight in between a different faith. But these days, they fight and do more within the same faith, which is what makes it more dangerous. And guess what? It is vindicating Matthias more and more. You cannot afford to give him that credit. If what Matthias has succeeded in doing is bringing confusion into our Christian faith, you can't say that he has failed. He may have failed to establish physical structures, you can see. But you can't fail to tell me that he has managed to plant a seed of distraction among Christians. And people are now struggling. I watch Father Oloma, I watch Father Angelo, I watch Ebel Damina, and the rest of them trying to reduce this God into a mere human being. If he is so powerless, why am I worshiping a God who cannot do for me what I cannot do for myself? Why am I worshiping that God? Then why would I respect you as a man who represents this God? The God you have said can even not just. The truth is that if Ofodu adorers, let me correct Wikuku. Now this write-up the other day, they have reduced church into a miracle city. I have a video again where Mbaka was talking about how this God is a miracle God. How this God has instructed us to do more than he actually did in the Bible. Yes. So meaning what? That there are even unthinkable miracles God man power. If you people are using because na good onya with differences or na good onya with differences, una choose kunu we reduce this God into a mere mortal. We are also going to reduce you men of God into a mere mortal. Yes. Because all in our role under the presidency in Nigeria here. Iwefu na the seat of the presidency is more like he doesn't have any power. It is just a human being there who doesn't call. So if you don't respect the president himself, is it a minister that you will respect? Obulo from the presidency can the ministers will want power Oja operate. So you as a minister of God, if you are reducing that God into a powerless being, how do you want me to see you who is the minister of God? So when they say don't respect now let me correct this expression. As we go, stop saying all these things. Are you and the Mbaka, you are Father Mbaka, you are not mate. You are bringing curse upon yourself. You might be right. What of you who keep insulting Evangelist Ebuka Obi? Don't you think you are also bringing curse upon yourself? Because these men are men who has dedicated their service to God. It doesn't matter who anointed who. These men dedicate God themselves, their life and their service to God. Obulo mmadu na-emeze, o chukwu na-emeze. Onyinye amala abụlo mmadu na-enye ye, o chukwu na-enye ye. Onye onyelu ye enwego ye. So, what happens if you respect Evangelist Ebuka Obi as much as you will want me to respect Father Mbaka? What will happen? Because there is nothing absolutely you can do as an adorer. I am talking to Wikuku. There is nothing, I am talking to Father Webe. There is nothing actually you can do as a Catholic to discourage those people who are loyal, who their loyalty lies in Zion. Rather, you are opening up a door of insult upon yourself. Because the more you talk, the more people insult you, the more those people who are defending you defend you, the more people insult you more. And vice versa. On a normal, I grew up knowing Father Mbaka. We know how we regarded him. We know how we are still regarding him. But all these things are amazing, enough for these people less. And that is why in USA, I call them out, Christian Association of Nigeria out. I call them our clergymen and our bishops out. Now, what I am saying is, can even better the church no silent at the growing attack now get to the church. They are quiet, but they are willing and easy to react the moment it is a man of God versus a man of God. I am asking you, Oduma, you people at the end of the day are reducing yourselves to mere people. Onwe ife ị ga-emechasịa n'ụwa ka ịgwa nna m ahụ nna m ọsọkwa nya wụrụ na nna ahụ na-ebi Lamborghini sọkwa nya wụrụ na nna ahụ na-ebuku private jet ije obodo oyibo nna m wụ nna m ọnya ka eji wee sịgo na inyere nkụta nni nyecha nkụta nni ọ napụ onye nwe ụdị ego sokwa ogu nwee otonite ọchọba biological father etu a ka o si wee do. So since you know that those people who have faith and confidence in the anointing of Evangelist Ebuka Obi, and they go to Zion for reasons, and let me correct me again, reducing people who go to Zion as miracle seekers. They are not different from people who go to Adoration Enugu. All the people who go to Adoration Enugu are also miracle seekers. If it is not miracle seeker, go to your home church and worship. You worship each other at your home church. Go. All those people who they see I'm a boy. Yeah, every time we do adoration. Obiaba yenye go weje. Enyeru nyega for more than 4 years in Benka school. Aswa buko mafia. Mgbe mmezi travel ka mụ na disconnect na ya fudewe. Keta arụzi ofuzie mgbe ahụ. Ọ chọghị ije adoration. Ọbịa. Onwekwe nya, onwekwe osi do ọtụcha ho ịghọtago. But I like nya mụ na ede ezigbo mgbe Paul nọ na mo flag ya down. Ụbọchị ọnụ oye ije adoration. Ọbịa nye ego oweje ụbọchị ọzọ oyejekwa ọbịakwa enye from Nnewi. People na-esi Nnewi jee Enugu ọ na ndị ahụ enweghị home church si ebe ha na worship. O nwere ife mmerụ ha ji wee hapụ Nnewi na-eje adoration n'Enugu. So you cannot say that because na Evangelist Ebuka Obi na-epuluzi crowd duzie konyawo they talk at the moment. It shows here he reduces the church to a mere organization where people come, pray, and go home. Yeah? If that is the reason, the are you telling me that all those people who neje na nkoku nerere na hanchani ne wunde sina parish ye welabia? Is that what you are telling me? Are you telling me that all the adorers today are all from Enugu State? And one day say Abia State, one day say Ebonyi State, one day say Imo State, one day say Anambra State. Now I got all the way from Anambra to Enugu State to go to Mbaka's adoration ground only to go and pray and read the Bible. Ada kusi Bible na Nnewi. And when their home churches, Father Honor there, higher than Holy Communion there. The truth remains that you people are playing into the trap of Matthias, and they are very bad for everybody. Makana. Osofia say na mgbe nsi ya apia na siri no ye yire coat. Okay, ma this thing on na build. Una amaro the future effect of if one na build today. Unu ji because of ko we woro na nke ga amaka ki we putu onko onya we reduce zie Christianity to a mere social gathering where people come with a unity in something, we do it, we go home. If there is no spirituality, if there is no supernatural power, that God is not worth worshiping. Yes. If I can provide everything I want for myself, or even Lotalo can marry, I am not expecting him to do anything. The truth is that I am expecting God to do a lot of things for me. Some of them are what I cannot do for myself. Yes, there are a lot of things I am expecting God to do for me. And He is doing the most He can for me. Man, who may play into the trap of Matthias, key seed of discourse, and I go in the Reverend Father see, now go the pastor see, now go the evangelist see. I cannot even insult even an evangelist. Not to talk of Onyemwelu. Millions of faith of millions of people to tie to him. You want to reduce him to nothing because a bishop did not lay his hands on him? Is that what you are telling me? For God's sake, let us be realistic. Let us be realistic. There was a day in open heaven. Number naga 70 something 80,000, 85,000 70 something thousand, 90 something thousand, 80. So at the end of this program, it is assumed that by the time this program got 2 days, 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, it will assume that now this program again to go across close to 5 million people. And you want to reduce such a man to just a mere somebody because he is not ordained under the Catholic Church. Let us stop all this nonsense, for God's sake. Let us stop all this nonsense. On a normal before, nobody dare open their mouth to insult a Reverend Father. Nobody dares. By the fact that ne wolona a Reverend Father na Catholic Church or ne wolona ukochukwu from Anglican Church, respect the bishop ka yenye. Also kwenya wolonda na Holy Ghost Fathers. For the main fact that also kwenya wona mo na go war wule ebiri dey to na amariton jakere. The moment enyelu nya a odenu ha na as a priest, nke ga idugodu na favored. It doesn't matter ni ekpere onye kpuru ise ekpere ofuzo. It doesn't matter ni ekpere onye ngworo ekpere ogi ije. You are high spiritually favored immediately. That respect iburuge automatically nne father na enwe respect or father. Yeah? So amụrụ m ife ị na-eje ka go na Evangelist Ebuka Obi je na-azọ. Because by the mere fact that na enwe an ordained Reverend Father, he will go respect among everybody. Even when Matthias sees you, he will still respect you as a Reverend Father. He will not still talk to you the way he will talk to me or refer to anybody. You see? So I don't understand what this tussle is all about. I am being honest here. I don't understand what this power tussle is all about or where it is driving to. You have a call to serve God in a specific area, keep mass, do what you can do. Many people God do raise up in different categories. They must not wear white. They must not calamas. They must not administer also. But they are also serving God in different capacities. I have those who have shared their personal testimony to me in Zion that Zion people does not even know that they exist. They came to Zion, they experienced the testimony, they left to whatever thing they are doing. They never even went back to Zion again. Some of them just follow open heaven. There are thousands of them. So if you think it is all about this Facebook, I have told you about a testimony somebody shared to me. Now vintage, I will never forget that day. I came back to Nigeria the same day, called that my friend, vintage, vintage, New Victoria State. This is somebody Ade Jekewoka. Onya Jorum Semezugo. And I happen to nwunye uko on Zion. See Ochi Zion. Ochi Zion now. We share a testimony to me. Onya Azop at the Bohop and Nime Zion Church before. There are also so many people share their testimony. Nanke Fadambaka. And when so many people share their testimony, Nanke Bubemonso. And when so many people share na testimony, even Nanke Evangelist Christian Chukwa no. Even some other ministries that are not even as big as Nke Evangelist Ebuka Obi. or nke Fada Mbaka, but here we go encounter with God in all those ministries. There was a boy, Olozeus Koskibo, raised ego ayeju we made that guy kidney transplant. At the end of the day, one thing led to one thing. A man of God, Belu the guy Bele. Remember the case? Matthias said, say no, investigate. He investigated that case and he found out that every single thing either Skibo or Zeus said in that video were accurate. We'll make sure that matter die down. Have you ever asked yourself, Kelunye with that pastor in question? Did you hear his name? We don't even know him. We don't even know that pastor. Yet, God used, thank you, Lord Zeus. We don't even know, and they are not even interested in mentioning the name of that pastor till today. But yet, God used Uriye. Apple verified hospitals. Hospitals Apple, but this popular one who do Enugu. Apple hospital ya we ru ebe ha se na me hanky panky. All hospitals who were professionals in our world there. You cannot say that miracle does not exist. Even you as a Christian. Now, since you know that our God is a miracle working God, does it matter where that miracle comes from? It can come from adoration Enugu. It can come from Fadokunere. It can come from a man who will ministry and Ampo. It can come provided you are serving a true living God. Let me tell you, even Georgina, for the moment they judge the mother, you will be judged. And that is what is happening to Father Nwebe. A lot of people who are defending him for the fact that he is an ordained Catholic priest in a Catholic church. Kudos. Kudos. You are a Catholic. Have you forgotten that I am not a Catholic? Have you forgotten that Mr. Okeke is not a Catholic? So your Catholic may mean a lot to you as well as Etu. Now, the only unity I will in all this is God. He is at the center of everything. On a normal, anybody who calls that God, you identify with the person. You want to go? Anybody who calls that name, you identify with that person. Because unu niile na-agba ball n'ofu post. Unu wee na-enye ndị mmadụ opportunity. You think you can stop people from insulting Fada Mbaka for as long as you are in different comment sections, insulting another man of God somewhere. That is how we started building this culture of insulting and belittling men of God. 5 years, 7, 6 years ago, you dare not do that. Yes, you dare not do that. On with the kind of Ebu. Even in the prayer warriors na church, na Catholic, na Anglican church, mba ijene fak, and when the prayer warriors, even a prayer warrior, maka all those prayer warriors when the Jishafa melu their spiritual counselors. You gotta go. Ufotun dawu billionaires, but onwe ha any oye or respect ya those people. Ne ogalanya nwele ego na agba moto a na-ele ego ne ofunye enweghị ike igota moto a na-ele 3 million. Ọ na-akwa iri ugwu na respect ya, not minding the whole ego nwere na bank account, not minding no onye na control respect of thousands of people, but for the sake of that God who is supreme above human beings, ị na-enye onye ahụ respect for the fact that na-akpọrọ n'afọ Achukwu kpọkwasa n'isi onye ahụ, onye ọbụla enyewego respect. Anyị wee bịazie wee mezie ndị isi ụka ha wee duzie so common because na-azụ onye nke gị na-azụ onye nke m, Okeke na-azụ onye nke, Okafọ na-azụ onye nke, ichefuzie na ndị niile anyị na-azọ ruo ofu ala ya ji ka ha na-achịrị efi, mana o difendiziri ntụ onye si ebe nke ye. We became ignorant and we last. Matthias Ifa na-akụ anyị egwu epele n'isi, na-akụ anyị egwu epele n'isi. Hapu doctrine nanko. So they practice the same doctrine. Don't forget. So if you even want to put it that way, how can you shock you Catholic and Anglican? Have you forgotten? I am not a Catholic. So are you saying I should not respect your doctrine? I should not respect your priest? I should not respect your bishops because I am not a Catholic? Or are you saying that everybody must be a Catholic before they can make heaven? Is that what you are saying? Think about it. Think about it. According to Catholic. According to Catholic. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Have I ever told you that I'm a Catholic? I respect God and I respect your priest. I respect your bishop because no afachuku kona and do to Chineke ayi. So anywhere I'm follow that God don't manifest. Anywhere I'm follow that God, I will respect that place. I will be willing. All na as a Christian, na water whole Christianity in that way. Afago sorry. The moment they put on a Facebook insult or Evangelist Ebuka Obi, you are making your priest vulnerable to insult. There is nothing you can do about it. I am telling you honestly. At the end of the day, Kelunde ifeni na aneme, Kelunde ne benefit from it. Now a very important question here, John. Nde ne benefit from ifeni na ane. Where wolo Matthias nando tuwe. Oham at the receiving end of ifeni na ane. Hanchani na wozie analyzers. They have started analyzing ndoka. For how dare you insult Father Mbaka? Father Mbaka is a man of God. That God you say does not exist. Mbaka preached that Bible you said is a storybook. So where do you get? So now they have divided themselves into two. Some of them became emergency Zionites and some of them became emergency adorers. Now still the same people. If you allow event has shown you Father Mbaka Madu Jureba Jenanke Bemonso na in fact ilu na uke vive Bemonso no there and they back no nke ijekwana mmadu eju ni na-eme nke gemi na mmadu anọ hebeni etu aka ndị mmadu si wee ju everywhere kedu ife na azo. When you reduce a man of God to nothing, his people will reduce you to nothing. Yes, that is why Injuedo against that thing meludem. When Mbaka made reference to that of Sharafansha, that was the area even we disagree with him. But the Catholic who for the Nandadora, you are in. How dare you mention the name of Father Mbaka? Have you seen that mindset? How dare you? Have you ever sleep and wake up and thought about what if Evangelist Ebuka Obi is to Ezugo what Father Mbaka is to me? What right do I have to insult Evangelist Ebuka Obi thinking that he cannot? Look, these people are not our biological fathers. But when you insult my biological father, it means you don't have respect for yours because you are automatically giving me a free ticket into insulting your own father with impunity because you insulted my father first. So I was against that message because when bloggers mistook that message and the Zionite understood then that you were referring to them, if truly there is nothing personal, for the sake of the body of Christ or for the sake of the unity of purpose and will, is to come and issue a disclaimer. No, I wasn't. Although difficult to say I was, why was it so difficult to say I wasn't referring to them? Especially when it was bloggers talking and not Evangelist Ebuka Obi. Before I know what it took for even Evangelist Ebuka Obi to make reference to such this thing. You see? So I was expecting that now a disclaimer saying that I am not referring to you. Yes. Look. It will end that drama. Pata. But you left that puzzle for people to solve it. Not only that you left that puzzle for people to solve it, you kept on giving them clue on how they are going to solve that puzzle. Asri no kenye sere no mahi guana. Why we were called? The earlier we stop this, the better for us. I am not a pastor. I am not a bishop. I am not even a minister. I am a businessman. This table and a shake won't no at the receiving end, not me. Not me. In fact, in one may go. I don't have money. But now when a young boy, at my age, though as quarter comfortable as I am, will prefer to live their life and enjoy themselves. They won't in fact, they won't go coverage in a Facebook here. I can start. I can start any other content with this page. You can't tell me that out of 60-something thousand followers somewhere here, my family content or have family content. It's your mama her art. I can act. I can act actually. So, receiving end in all this. Allow water all of you will go home. You wanna go? All of you will go home. Hello? Yes. You gotta go. So now we need to stop this nonsense and face the reality. Challenge that Christianity is facing today is not Father Mbaka, and it is not Evangelist Ebuka Obi. It is not even a lot of people you are pointing fingers at. It is Matthias Ezako and his camp. Now look at what Father Ugu wrote. Legit NG Daily, they say a Catholic priest has declared Prophet Ebuka Obi a big threat to the gospel of Christ and explained why he says so. For God's sake, for crying out loud. When people talk now, you will say they are talking for now. You mean upon all the activities of Matthias, Ihede, Mazidibia, and the likes of them, Sisters Bread of Life, you are saying that Evangelist Ebuka Obi is the one who is a threat to Christianity. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Matthias succeeded here with Ifo. There will be no Catholic church. There will be no Anglican church. There will be no Pentecostal churches. Everybody to your tent, O Israel. There is no way IAG say, okay, so Catholic church in Oruzie, so Anglican church in Oruzie, so Pentecostal church in Oruzie, but Sunday Sabbath in Oruzie. All of us are operating under the umbrella of Christianity. And don't for Jesus. So, a publication such as this, I am yet to see a day any one of these people. It is only Evangelist Ebuka Obi that has responded to Matthias Namdotwe in these guys. In these guys. In fact, he has thrown words across to them countlessly credit to him. Other people, other clergymen has turned their eyes away from this reality. Rather, they find one way or the other to supplement the message of Matthias in one way or the other. It is shameful. It is shameful. Imagine Fadugu saying that Evangelist Ebuka Obi, who is still helping to keep the faith of millions of Igbo in the Catholic faith and under the umbrella of Christianity. In fact, that some people still wake up today and pray to God is because they listen to the voice of Evangelist Ebuka Obi. That some people are still Christians today is because they still listen to the voice of Evangelist Ebuka Obi. And you are saying that such a man is a threat to Christianity? If Evangelist Ebuka Obi is a threat to Christianity, what is Matthias? Matthias is the threat itself, right? Kai check you. Kai check you. Kai na kwe check ye. I lose this house. Shelter. Nebuchi mmiri na mai. Mmiri ga-ama everybody. It will not spare anybody. Okalo man unu kwusiri interdenominational ogunina anana. It will not take you to anywhere. Onye bule ebugo. The guy is already big. There is nothing you can do about it. Allow him to worship God with his people. Let him draw souls to Christ the best way he can. He must not operate under the instruction and supervision of the Catholic Church. Allow him to be. Allow him to be. Virgin Mary Abuloso, Nechukwu also Nechukwu Nkewu. Ncho how emepe my own ministry. Over Virgin Maria, on Nechukwu ko. And on Jesus ko. And Jesus say Jesus nwuru onwumaki ya inine. Who says that it must be only you? Virgin Maria also Jesus in kunu nefe komolo. I am asking you. Also Jesus in ka hunu nefe komolo. Omo Jesus in ka enwa wunde Anglican nefe. Think about it. Forget about all those things. Allow him to do his ministry his own way. Allow him. Yes, read my lips. I said allow him. He has gone too far for you to bring him back. Go and write a fanku today. Let me tell you, continuous fight of fellow Christians on Evangelist Ebuka Obi will help Christianity to disappear more in this surface island. Go and write it somewhere. Continuous fight on Evangelist Ebuka Obi by fellow Christians. I am not talking about Matthias Ezako, miscreants. I'm not talking about those miscreants. Adame Kumakafa. You want to go? Because only a true Christian will understand this message in Nigeria today. Neutrally. You gotta go. There is no way you can pull down a man who sits at the helms of affairs of millions of Igbos. You cannot do that. Continues to fight him as a Christian. You are trying to break the remaining table we are sitting on. Go and quote me anywhere. Among 10 people in the market, about 5 of them are Zionites. That does not mean that they are not Catholics or Anglican. In other ways, you have nothing to lose. It is still the same God. Isn't and for miracle? Yes. What else do you want people? As an even kota Jesus, are you hiding it away? If God you are worshiping is not able and capable to perform miracle, then what is the essence of worshiping that God? How can I worship a God who is not capable of restoring my... Why will I worship that God? I am asking you. The Alpha and the Omega. All those ukafa. Emechus or simpio. ọnwụ na afa niile ahụ abụrụzi afe unu agwa anyị na afa niile ahụ efe dịga ewe. Let us go. We might as well live as Chinese or live like people who don't believe in the existence of any God. We will live our life as if there is nothing that is going to happen tomorrow. For as long as I am concerned, why I worship God is because I expect a lot from Him. Don't tell me also because of eternity. Yes. And when God will happen 90 years or 100 years or even 70 years. Oh, well, a lot of things need from God before they know that 70 years. And everything you that work pare pasu, won't get a ditch. Yes. Won't get a ditch. If all the popular can command enough Monday half, or because of daily prayer, say hi neighbor. Those are the miracles we are talking about. Even daba talk here. Those are the miracles. That is why I go to Him rather than coming to you as a man. Yes. In your diet. When Bekute, Maconia, Wonye, Megu, Ninegal, if any Nanya, Negal, so when me that is still a miracle. I thank you and I thank my God. You gotta go. Make a for anything. Ekenenya because non yakirumadoka will dele position where you are at that moment for you to help me. So let us stop all this. Our God is a God of miracle. People go to Him for miracle and you cannot change it. You cannot change it. People who go to Zion are going there to seek for God's miracle. Those who go to adoration are going there to seek for miracle. Those who go to Father, they are going there to seek for miracles. You cannot deceive yourself further in this. To say that Evangelist Ebuka Obi is leading a new generation. What are you saying? What are you even saying? The only difference is that the man, Pastor Jerry, is basing into digital time and no more analog. I called it last time in my program. Networking of people. They have congregation from all around the world. Do you think fighting such people is more like bringing an end to the era of Christianity in Igbo land? I have to be honest with you. You will put sentiment away. You will know that what I am saying. So, what Catholic Church, Anglican churches has already accepted all this. Or that brother you need that can only you cow. You gotta go. Or that one. Hello? You gotta go. It will be bringing an end to the era of Christianity in Igbo. You cannot. The only thing the Catholic Church needs to do is to accept these people in our midst. Anglican churches make it a long time ago. Well, in fact, when the Bishop, why? When the guy, Evangelist Chukwu make Dorunke, but aside the long cotton quabos, the ministry onyo pele ife meru je kwatari na rorie ministry eba o na eme no kwa active na Anglican Church o nwere ife gbasara Bishop Ndubisi Obi o nwere ife gbasara anyị ofu Chukwu ka na ekpere ofu a na-ese ka na eje. The Catholic Church must fashion a way to accept these people. We put this division aside and see God as the ultimate, see God as the end to all these things I name. Ohonye bia na onuze enigwe kwuo na onye Catholic na kpu enigwe is a lie. Meje how? Maka no otu Chukwu ka ị na-ekpe. Program is very important to me, but I must have to end it. But this particular one I have to can do. We must continue with this one because this will show us a new direction. Let us not look away from the actual threat, which is Matthias Nandotwe. How can you, as a Christian, honestly see a man that millions of people can fear God today? It's not a threat to the body of Christ. Are you being for real? What of that Jesus Christ exists? What of that Christianity he defend is a scam? I am asking you a question. What of those people? What are they? Yeah? Yeah? You wanna go? So, let us stop all this and face the real challenges, which is Matthias Nandotwe. Atolo malo malo, manatolo feke. ofe isi n'ọfịa ka ọ dụnụ.